It's been such a long time since I've made a video, and honestly, I don't know why, but I feel like so much life has happened since I last talked to you guys. I think the last video I made, I was like literally so sad about my breakup with my ex and some other stuff, but to be so honest, I don't feel any of those things anymore, and it hasn't even been a full year, like a full calendar year, so that's crazy. But yeah, I think there have been a lot of like feelings of sadness that I've experienced in my 20s, and I really wanted to blame them on other people. And so I'm very quick to blame it on something like a heartbreak or like losing a job or something. And in the end, the things that I was genuinely sad about in those moments couldn't even tie back to the circumstances that I was in. Like in the end, it was just that I felt lonely or that I wasn't doing things in my free time that really made me feel happy and that I wanted somebody else to be sad about that for me. And it's crazy how much inner work I've done since I've moved to New York, graduated college. Like I really feel like the past 3 years of my life have been the most informative. Like I've learned the most about myself. And there's so much more that I could talk about, honestly, here, if you really care, if you give a shit. But I would have never thought in my life that I would know myself this well from just 3 years of living life. Back when I was in college, I thought I was so self aware. I was going through so many things. I had already experienced loss in my life, like in my family, before I went to college. And then I went through some other things during college, things I would never wish upon anybody, but things that I think are pretty common to happen to women in college, unfortunately. And I thought I was so self aware because I was just like always going through stuff and felt like I had to do soul searching to derive meaning from why is life putting me through these circumstances? Like, why me? Why this? Why is it thing after thing? Why is my life plagued by difficulty? I went on so many journeys to try to find some meaning in it, and I tried so hard to be aware of what was happening and why it was happening. But the truth was, at the time, there was really no reason that it happened to me, and that was what was my life circumstance. The way that I feel now is that I need to focus on the present moment, and there will be opportunities in my life to make meaning from those experiences that I have had in the past. So, for example, volunteering at an organization that services people who are in the same circumstances that I was in college is an opportunity that has come up since college. And that is one way that I've been able to make meaning from the shitty circumstances that I unfortunately had to go through when I was in college. But the making meaning part doesn't happen instantly. It doesn't happen inside your head. It happens through taking the experience that you had in the past and turning it into a new experience that serves the community or serves other people going through the same thing. It can be through writing, it can be through volunteering, but it doesn't happen in your head. It has to be something tangible in the world, something that like takes a lot of time to really develop. Anyway, I just feel like I've gone through so much since I moved to New York, and it's really something that I want to start exploring how to articulate, in these videos being one of those ways to do so. As a segue, I've lived in New York for 3 years, pretty much since I graduated from college, and I live in Brooklyn now. I am in love with Brooklyn, and I have an amazing community that I've found around me since moving here. There are so many reasons I like living here because the neighborhood is cool, but honestly, the best things that I've found from the neighborhood are day-to-day activities that I can engage in. So, for example, I found a running community in my neighborhood. I'll say there's so many running communities in Brooklyn in general, so many in New York in general, but when I first moved here, joined a running group that just happens to be in my neighborhood because I wanted to try it out. And I fell in love with it from the beginning. So it's been a community that I've been tapped into literally since I moved to Brooklyn, which was a year and a half, maybe a little more ago at this point. And I am like in love with the community because of not just the fact that we bond over running, but also the fact that there's so many unique people that go to the club. And these are people I would have never connected with outside of running. So to be able to have those friendships and to nurture them every week for a group run is literally like mind-boggling to me. Like I get to hang out with such cool people who I never would have known otherwise. And on top of that, through the running group, I've formed even deeper connections with people who I now can call my friends, with people who I formed new running groups with even. And it's crazy how that one decision from when I moved here to go to a running group just once and try it out turned into this whole experience of my life that now is like threading the different like parts of my life together. It feels like one decision ended up being the best thing that could have happened to me. So it's literally like the daily things that bring me so much joy in my community. One of the other things that I do in my neighborhood is I walk a dog that lives like 3 blocks away from me. So it's super easy for me to get to him. I walk him 3 times a week for the most part, and he's super cute. I have never had a dog. I've never had a cat. I've always wanted one and begged my parents growing up to have one. So for me, this experience of being able to bond with a dog is a new experience for me and something that I've wanted. And so even though I don't actually have the responsibility of taking care of this dog every single day, I get to enjoy being around dogs without owning my own dog. And on top of that, I'm doing something for people in my neighborhood as well. So I get to walk around the neighborhood multiple times a week just as part of a routine, and I get paid for it. And this type of thing, it's like so easy for me and makes me just feel so much more connected and integrated with the community around me. And I feel like this is just the beginning. Like these are just 2 types of activities that I do on the day-to-day, on the week-to-week, but genuinely like it feels like it's just the beginning because I've only lived in this specific neighborhood in Brooklyn for less than 2 years. Imagine living here for 40 more years of your life, and like the people you know, like the things that you see happen in people's lives, like people that live on the corner next to you, or like in the deli that you always go to, like you would just, from living in one place, from engaging with your community so much, you learn things you would have never guessed about people. And I am so like excited about that part of living in New York still because it's new for me. Break now. I'm talking so much and I'm talking so fast, but on the thread of daily things that I really enjoy, I just have like a few objects that I've really been enjoying recently. So these are some objects that just bring me joy on the day-to-day and make me feel happier when I didn't even know I could. One of those things is this candle from Le Labo. It's the Vervain 32 candle. Disclosure, like obviously it's the Le Labo candle. This is 100% the most expensive thing in my day-to-day routine right now. It just happens to be a very nice candle. Despite the fact that this is an extremely expensive product, it smells just so delectable in a way that I can't even describe it. I love this candle because I feel like you get a lot out of it. I've had it for almost a year now. When you light the candle and it burns, you can smell the candle pretty much in 5 minutes in your whole apartment. And I mean, like, I burn this in the middle of my living room and I can smell it in my bathroom, I can smell it in my kitchen, I can smell it in my living room. Like, I can smell it everywhere because this thing is so strong and it makes my space feel luxurious. Next is a dry shampoo that I've been using. It's the Moroccan Oil Dark Tones Dry Shampoo. I buy this from Nordstrom and I bought the limited edition 45% more like bulk size one, which had bad reviews for some reason, but I think it is the same as every other of this product that I've ever bought. I use dry shampoo for my bangs because I've had bangs for a few years now and my forehead is pretty oily, to be honest. So if I don't have dry shampoo and if I don't use dry shampoo on a daily basis, my bangs just look super greasy, even though it could be fresh hair. Like I could have washed it 2 hours ago. My bangs just look greasy because my forehead's greasy. So I'm a huge dry shampoo person. I've been using tons of dry shampoo for the past 3 years, and this is the one that I've settled on as the all-time best. Like, it is so easy to spray on, it is so light, it smells good, you don't have to mix it into your hair too much, but when you touch your hair afterwards, your hair still feels super light. Like, I'll literally show you, like, okay, this is embarrassing because you'll see my forehead, which is so big, but I'll spray it like this, I'll fluff it up. Like, I don't think I really needed it much before, but you can see I sprayed it and there's no like white cast on my bangs, nothing. Like, it just still looks really nice and fresh. So this is literally, I think I've tried like 15 dry shampoos in the past 2 years alone. This is the best. There have been dry shampoos where I've bought them and I immediately threw them out because I was like, I can't use this again. This one, I have repurchased it 4 times now. Also, I will say like one big bottle for me goes a long way. Like, even this is the biggest size I've ever bought, but I had a tall size that was a little bit skinnier and it lasted me like 6 months. So yeah, it lasts a really long time. Okay, next is recently I've been into seltzer waters, and it's kind of a new thing for me because I remember like when people were first getting into seltzer waters, my family got super into it, but I just for some reason didn't like it. So my family would buy LaCroix or whatever, I don't know how to pronounce it, and would buy like Topo Chico and all the different kinds. Basically any type of seltzer water that my family could get from Costco, they would buy it and they would have it at home. And I would drink one occasionally, but only like one every month or something, like one every 2 weeks. Like, it was very infrequent. Now I'm at the point where somebody put me on and put me onto the point where I like want to drink a seltzer water every single day. It has taken me so long to get onto the seltzer water wave, but now I'm here and I really like it. I've been drinking seltzer water nonstop for the past month, and this brand is Rambler. They have a Satsuma flavor. The Satsuma flavor is like, it's like orange. So if you think of like the Sumo orange or like a clementine or like a cutie, it kind of tastes like all of those in a seltzer water. This brand Rambler is from Austin, Texas. I feel like there are so many different seltzer water brands, and so I just want to try all of them and see which ones I like. For me, what has drawn me to this specific one is the flavor. Like, the Satsuma flavor is so unique to me. I don't see a lot of other brands that have Satsuma, or even orange for that matter. Like, there's not that many orange flavors out there. And this specific one is like, you can really taste that it's like a Satsuma flavor, not just a generic orange. I would recommend this one because I like it. Okay, and then because it's winter time now, even in the fall, I was drinking so much tea, but now that it's winter, I'm drinking even more tea, and I have been reunited with one of my tea staples, which is the Yogi Detox Tea. The reason I like Yogi tea is because they put licorice root in their teas, and it makes the tea taste super sweet. I usually don't like sweet things, but the licorice root sweetness is like so warming in the wintertime. It just makes me feel happy. Sometimes when you drink tea, it can just feel like you're drinking warm water and there's not a lot of flavor, or like you feel like it's a little bit empty. I've never been the type to put milk and sugar in my tea, but when I drink this Yogi tea, and this detox one specifically is my favorite, but when I drink this tea, I feel like it's full. Like, it is full of flavor. It is like a little sweeter. I don't need to add anything to it for it to taste that way. The detox is definitely supposed to clean out your gut. I don't really think I've ever felt it that much, but I'm sure that the stuff inside of this doesn't hurt you. Anyway, next is I've been using so much more incense recently because I've been home a lot more, and the incenses that I've been in love with are Yield incense sticks. This one is the pomelo. I can't talk. This is a pomelo scent of the Yield incense stick, and like, even just smelling the box, like, it smells so good. I don't know. I used to think that all incense sticks smelled the same, but now I can smell the differences after using incense for a year or so. This pomelo one is like a little more fresh than I think other incenses that I would buy. The brand Yield is like an online store, and I've bought the incense from them before directly, but I think I originally got it as a gift from somebody. It is hard to buy. I don't think they always have it, but if they have it online, you should definitely try to check it out because very, very nice. Okay, next is the PF Candle Co. incense. This guy is the Amber and Moss one. That is an average, it kind of looks like a Pocky stick. That is an average stick. Again, it smells so fresh. They're a little lighter. You still get the incensey vibe, but the scent is a little bit more fresh. Okay, anyway, that's all. Like, it's so dark now. My SD card was full, so I had to delete some stuff from my storage so I could literally end this video. But if you watched this video, thank you. hope you feel hope that your 20s are going to teach you a lot about yourself. And I hope you have some inspiration for how to give some more love to your day-to-day life. Bye. Bye. Bye.